Hey, Rupesh here. Welcome to Hospitality Live with me, Rupesh. It's episode number 29. I am super excited to be here. I've had 3 cups of coffee so far, so I am wired up. I'm pumped up. Even though I got home at midnight, actually 12:15 last night, flew in from Portland, but I am ready to rock and roll. I have this great attitude, and I'm super excited to talk to this guest today. All right, listen to this. Imagine welcoming 1,000,000 guests to your hotel. 1,000,000 guests. Would that change your business? Well, this is exactly what my featured guest did for his dying baseball stadium that he just bought. Imagine buying a business or running a business and it doesn't work out, right? This is exactly the story that our featured guest is going to be talking about today. On today's show, I'm excited to speak with an amazing author, speaker, business owner that's been featured on CNN, MSNBC, ESPN, and like our hotel industry, Jesse is passionate about making his guest feel actually our first, right? The number one, like that's what his goal is, right? And that's what he calls fan first experience. And you got to watch this video. Hang on a second. I'm going to show this video because I love it. Hang on.
The days of just marketing your business and product are over. If you want to succeed, you have to think differently to stand out.
It's not even a baseball game. It's a circus. It's a circus.
Taking pages from a magazine.
If you're like everyone else, you're going to get results like everyone else.
'Cause we're gonna be legends. Gonna get their attention.
I believe every business has one thing that makes them stand out. It's the best version of themselves.
Yeah, we're gonna be legends.
If you want more, you got to do more. It's as simple as that.
Got this feeling in our souls.
Whatever's normal, do the exact opposite. And for me, normal gets normal results.
'Cause we're gonna be legends.
The next step is to love your customers more than you love your product. What is the perfect experience for your customer? Start there. Attention beats marketing 1,000% of the time. You know, it's the difference you make in people's life that matters most. Everything we do is fans first, and that's to take care of our customers. Be patient in what you want for yourself, but be impatient in how much you give to others. So stand out, be different, have fun, and enjoy the show. Thank you.
What'd you think about that? That was awesome. I can't wait to talk to this guy. I'm super excited. Guys, hit the like button. Please help me welcome the one and only Jesse Cole. Welcome to the show.
Wow, I am fired up by this intro, Rupesh. I mean, 3 cups of coffee, you're ready to rock and roll. I've never had a sip of coffee in my life. If I did, it'd be dangerous, but I'm pumped to be with you this morning, man.
Hey, so then where do you get all this energy from? Because I've watched your videos. I've watched you post stuff on LinkedIn here, on YouTube, and you have more energy. You probably have more energy than I do.
I get the energy because I just do what I love. You know, I don't do things that don't give me energy. And I think I actually created my energy list. So what are those things that give me energy? This right now, sharing our story, having fun gives me energy. So it makes it very easy to show up like this every day.
Absolutely. You know, I think about a year ago, maybe 2 years ago, I said, I was listening to a podcast and I said, oh my God, I have to follow this guy. I have to connect with him because his story is amazing. Like, it kind of reminds me of what I did for my business, but you've taken it to a different level where you've welcomed 1,000,000 people to your business. And I was saying earlier, I was like, imagine having 1,000,000 people walk through our hotel. Like, how would that change our business? And guys, hit the like button. Let us know where you're watching from. We always love seeing people from all over the place. I have people watching from India. I love that. Christine, guys, welcome. Crystal from Texas. There's a bunch of people on. Jesse, I'm excited to speak with you and talk done this because we all want to know the secrets that you have to share, and any business could do this. Is that correct?
Yeah, I mean, we've had a lot of failures along the way, a lot of challenges, a lot of adversity, and from sleeping on an airbed and not selling any tickets to having to find a way to stand out and be different. So we were forced to kind of get creative or we wouldn't even be in business. So I definitely believe anyone can do it.
Right. And it's not just you, it's your entire team that's helping you, right?
Oh, geez. Yeah, we are so fortunate. We have an amazing team that we love them more than anything. And they all started right out of college, very young group with a lot of purpose behind what we do. And it's not just about selling tickets, selling revenue and bringing in money. It's just about making a difference and having fun. And every day we come to work with purpose. And it's amazing what we get to do every day.
That's awesome. And I want to really quickly read our live sponsor, guys. Thank you so much to the good people at Hotel Effectiveness with their PerfectLabor platform. Now, Jesse, you have employees, right? You have a staff that helps you. It's not just you. Like we were saying, it's your entire team. When the hotel business, we have a team too. And it's our biggest cost for us operating our business, right? It's really expensive. It's going up. Costs are continue going up. And if you're not using, and I was sharing this earlier to somebody I was talking to, I said, listen, do you use a management system or a tool to optimize and reduce payroll? Because what happens at the end of the week when you get the hours, you're like, well, how do we get into so much overtime, or how do we get this department in this overtime situation or this high payroll expense? And you're like, and most hotels still are using Excel spreadsheets to kind of create a schedule. And I was like, well, you're making a mistake because there's no dynamic. You can't check and see what your labor costs are right now. And this is what PerfectLabor by Hotel Effectiveness does. Thank you so much to Hotel Effectiveness for sponsoring this show. Guys, we appreciate it. My hotels use it. And then Jesse, 100 other hotels use this system to manage and optimize their payroll. And like I said, it's a big expense. If you're tired of losing money to labor costs, if you are wanting to create dynamic scheduling, and guess what? You want to share this schedule digitally instead of printing it out and posting it on the wall, and like you have to, and then you don't know when your staff's coming in and they don't know either. Use this system, guys. It's an awesome system. My hotels use it. Thank you so much to Hotel Effectiveness for sponsoring this show. Guys, we're doing a live event next week in Atlanta, and Hotel Effectiveness is sponsoring. So thank you so much to the good people at Hotel Effectiveness for sponsoring this show. Hit the link, and I always get it wrong. It's right below you, Jesse. Hit the link, hoteleffectiveness.com/Rupesh, and save 30% off your setup fees. And right now, if you don't know, they are giving you a discount off their PerfectLabor. So if you want to know what the market bears for pay in your market as far as your region, and you want to know like what you should be paying housekeepers, what you should be paying front desk, their Perfect Wage platform is only $250 for the entire year, and that's going to help you optimize your payroll. So thank you so much to PerfectLabor by Hotel Effectiveness. All right, on to the show. Jesse, please tell me how you got started. How did you buy it? I know this was October 2015. You just purchased this stadium, this baseball stadium, and a lot of sports are dying these days, and you turned this whole thing around. Tell us about your story.
Yeah, well, it actually started before that, right out of college. So I played baseball my whole life. I loved baseball, but I tore everything in my shoulder. That ended my career just like this. And so I thought about working in the front office. So I got a job after an internship as a 23-year-old general manager of a team in Gastonia, North Carolina. And how do you get a job as a GM at 23? Well, it's the worst team in the entire country. I mean, it was bad, Rupesh. Only 200 fans coming to the games, only $268 in the bank account my first day. And literally the team lost $100,000 the previous year, and they didn't even bring in $100,000. So it was bad. And so that's where it started for me. And I realized that there was a problem. I started meeting with people in the community, and no one wanted to go to our games. And for the listeners, the baseball team that I started and then bought the Savannah Bananas, it's the lowest level of baseball. I mean, literally, we're a shade above high school baseball. It's college summer baseball. So we couldn't be the best at baseball, but what could we be the best at? And we thought, hey, what if we made it all about entertainment? What if we made it like a circus and a baseball game broke out? What if we had dancing players, grandma beauty pageants, flatulence fun nights, salute to underwear nights? We just started thinking of all these things to create attention. And that's where it started in Gastonia. And we started getting more fans, started selling out games. And then, in 2015, we decided to buy a franchise to come down to Savannah, Georgia, where there was professional baseball for 90 years, but no one was going to the games. Old ballpark, no one was coming to the games. We decided to buy the team and showed up on October 5th, 2015. Myself, my wife, our 24-year-old president, and 3 22-year-olds right out of college. And it was bad. And that's where it really started. That's where the overnight success of the Savannah Bananas was about 10 years building of learning things in Gastonia first.
Wow. So, all right. So you buy this baseball stadium. What happens?
So we show up, and the former team had cut the phone lines. They cut the internet lines. Everything was taken out of the stadium. So we grabbed a picnic table from outside the park, brought it into an abandoned storage building, started using our cell phones and calling everyone in town. And no one wanted to hear from us. They were like, "Who are you guys?" They're like, "You're just a college summer baseball team." And we were trying so hard. We were marketing, we were putting out news, and no one cared. We only sold 2 season tickets in the first few months. And it got so bad that on January 15th, 2016 at 4:45 p.m., I got a phone call from one of our team members, and it said, "We overdrafted our account. We're completely out of money." And my wife turns Emily, and she looks at me. She goes, "We have no other options. We have to sell our house." So 4 years ago, we sold our house. We emptied out our savings account. We got down here. We got an airbed, and we started trying to make ends meet. And we were like, we got to go all in on this because we believe in it. But we had to get dramatically different. And that's when really everything started.
Right. And so where did you come up with this idea of the whole banana thing?
Well, again, you think of the premise that we've always used is whatever's normal, do the exact opposite. Normal gets normal results. No one talks about normal. No one will come into a hotel and say, "You know what? I had such a normal experience today. It was just normal." You know, how was always normal? It was normal. We want something unique. We want something different. We want something excited. And we knew we had to go so dramatically different. So we said, all right, normal. Normal baseball teams, they're named after animals. They're generic. They're boring. Let's name the team after a fruit, but let's go all in. Let's not just name the team the Savannah Bananas. Let's come up with a senior citizen dance team called the Banana Nanas. Let's name our mascot Split. Let's have a male cheerleading team called the Mananas, but now they're just referred to as the Dad Bod Cheerleading Squad. Let's go all in on this Go Bananas theme and make it fun. And so we named the team the Bananas, and all of a sudden people started paying attention, but we really didn't create the following until they came to the first game. And that's really where we crafted everything. What would be the most magical, amazing experience? What would get people to come to our ballpark and say, "You wouldn't believe what happened at the stadium today"? And we crafted that. And lo and behold, 4 years later, we've sold out every single game and have a wait list for tickets in the thousands. And I pinch myself because I could never imagine anything like this.
Right. Did you dream about this, or was it like just ongoing? Like, you know, in the hotel business, we thought we want to be full every single day. We want to be the number one hotel. We want to be that restaurant that you have in your local town that there's an hour or 2 hour wait. You have those in Savannah, right?
Yes.
You have those restaurants that are like 2 hour waits, and nobody can get in unless there's like a 3-month reservation. And this is what you've done for your business. You've sold out.
Well, how do you create something worth waiting for? And then, you know, that's the question. As a hotel or whatever industry you're in, if it's like everyone else, then they'll just go to the next hotel. And we don't focus on our competitors. We focus on what can we be the only. And so we are the only team that has a breakdancing first base coach, the only team that has a pep band, the only team that has a professional high fiver, the only team that has, I could keep going. And so you create these onlys. And like what you told me before this, you're the old, you know, you get the personalized candy bars that you give to people, the members, when they show up. That's an only experience. That gets people talking. And we believe to create a remarkable experience. What's the definition of remarkable, Rupesh? It's, are people willing to remark about your business? So what are you doing that's remarkable and it's not normal? So we started creating that.
Right. And hang on a second. People are saying they can't hear us. Guys, can you hear us really quickly? I'm going to go ahead and make sure that we are good to go. Can you hear us? Is it working?
We can always talk louder. That's something that we can always bring to the table.
Yes, I am good at speaking really loud. Guys, let me know if you can hear this. And if this is working, I'm getting a few messages saying, turn up your mic gain. It's up. I want to make sure that panned out right. Guys, can you hear me? Please hit the comments and let me know if you can actually hear this, because I want to make sure that we're providing great. Hang on a second. They're saying no to me. Hang on. Let me make sure. Yes, they said they can hear me. Okay, good. All right, we're good to go. All right, so sorry about that. I apologize. This is live. A broadcast. I can't change it and pause it or anything like that. So, all right. So you start this out and you get these fans, but how do you actually get them into your business? How do you become that number? And are you the number one in your league?
Yes, we're very fortunate. We're the only team in all minor league sports that's sold out every game. So we're very, very fortunate on what's happened after, again, sleeping on an airbed and struggling. So like I said, I very humbled to where we are now. But yeah, for us, we started, all right, yes, whatever's normal, do the exact opposite. But also, what are those frustrations? What are those friction points? We call it a mirror moment. We focus so much on competitors, but look at ourselves. What are those things that we're doing that are frustrating our customers? And Rupesh, as you know, probably many of the listeners, I started meeting with all these people in the baseball in the companies, and they were like, baseball is long, slow, and boring. I was like, all right, that's a frustration point. It's boring for people. They don't want to be. So we said, let's focus on that. And then what's the next point? Wow, people hate hidden fees and extra fees, and they hate being nickel and dimed at ballparks. So we made every ticket all inclusive. Every ticket includes all the burgers. Yeah.
What do you mean? What does that mean? You made everything all inclusive. What does that mean? Because in the hotel business, like there's fees, and other businesses there's fees, right? There's add-ons, and that's how you make the money.
Yeah. Well, again, we focus on how do we create more fans, not how do we focus on creating more revenue. There's two different meetings. If you have a conversation with your board and you're, hey, how can we create more fans of our hotel? Or how can we create more money? The people that come up with create more money are going to say, we add a fee here, we add a fee here, we add a fee here. But that does not create more fans. If you create more fans, you have more people that actually will tell people about it. You'll get more business that way. So we had a different approach to that. So the all-inclusive, we thought people go to a ballpark and they get nickel and dime, $7 for a burger, $8 for a beer, $6 for a soda, you name it. We said, that's a bad experience. That's frustrating. So we made every ticket include all your burgers, your hot dogs, your chicken sandwiches, your soda, your water, your popcorn, your dessert for $18 total.
Okay.
And your ticket.
Wow, that's cheap because, listen, $8 for beer is actually pretty cheap because sometimes some stadiums it's like $15. And guys, can you hear me? Can you now hear me? I've switched over some settings. Can you actually hear this now? Yeah, I love that everything's inclusive because it actually is frustration free, right? There's no friction. There's no like worrying about it. And I love that.
Well, again, I think you can look at it as if you're a hotel guest, do you want to go and say, oh, there's an extra $10 for parking? Oh, there's an extra fee for this. Oh, how do you add those in? And I can give you an example of a hotel that I was so fortunate to experience that did it the opposite way. And he explained how they did it. And people started raving about it. If you're ready to hear about that.
I'm ready.
So the Magic Castle Hotel in Hollywood, in California, I heard about it in a book, Power of Moments, and I stayed there. And I walk in, it's a 1940s apartment building. It's yellow, so I love it. But I walk in and all of a sudden I'm greeted and they have a drink for me. And I'm like, this is not the nicest hotel. But I walk in, they give me a drink and they said, welcome to the Magic Castle Hotel, Jesse. They knew it was me. They knew who hadn't checked in yet. I was late. And they said, hey, just want to let you know about your stay. Here is our free snack menu. So all the snacks you want, cookies, granola bars, fruit, you name it. We have a free beverage machine over here, free drinks whenever you want. Also at 2:30, we have free ice cream every single day, whenever you'd like. Free ice cream, we do every day. Oh, and here's our DVD menu. I go, DVDs? People still use DVDs? They said, yeah, we have a DVD player in every single hotel room. Here's our DVD menu whenever you want to watch a DVD. And then as I walked by to go to my room, I noticed this red phone at the pool and it says Popsicle Hotline. I'm like, oh, yeah, I got to check that out. So I go over, I pick up the phone and said, Popsicle Hotline, would you like orange, cherry, or grape? I go, orange. And all of a sudden they come out with a silver platter and they deliver me an orange popsicle. And I was so blown away. I went to the CEO. I go, how do you do all this? He goes, Jesse, how much do you think all that costs per person? And I go, I don't know. He goes, think about it. The sodas, the snacks, the ice cream, the popsicles. We're talking a couple bucks per person. So if our rate's 150, it's 155. But everyone thinks the value is unbelievable. And I've told hundreds of people on stage about this, but they put themselves in the customer perspective. Think about that. Oh, if we start giving away sodas or waters, what's that going to cost? Well, what we're looking at is, we made $50,000 on that last year. We made $30,000 on that. As opposed to how many fans, how many customers are you going to get and tell everyone, say, when I go into town, I have to stay there because they have free sodas, because they have that. So we took that approach here. We just said, let's make everything all inclusive. And we don't have shipping charges on our merchandise. A $24 shirt's $24. Everything we put ourselves in our customers' shoes. And Rupesh, we even do that. We actually go undercover fan every night. Someone on our staff goes undercover. We park with the fans. We stand in line with the fans. We eat with the fans. We sit with the fans. And at the end of the night, we recap all those things. What were those frustrations? What are the things we loved? Have you gone through a hotel experience with you? Were there frustration points? Were there things that you didn't love? That's, if you want to create wow, you have to start with the unwow and get rid of it. And that's kind of where we started.
Yeah, and I love that you're doing that. I love that. Guys, we're giving away Jesse's book, and we're going to give away a $50 Amazon gift card. Let us know. All right, here's how to enter. Hit the like button a few times. Comment and let us know where you're watching from. And then, by the way, don't forget to ask a question or just be engaging on this conversation. So I'm looking over here to see all the great people that are on. Guys, welcome to the show. And I love that you do the undercover thing, because it's a huge part of discovering issues, discovering an experience. I do this. I was talking to our group yesterday. I said, listen, I spend an hour or two in my lobby just sitting there pretending like I'm a guest and listening to the conversations, seeing things from a guest perspective. If you look up and you're looking at the ceiling in the breakfast room and it's like there's cobwebs or there's dust or there's paint scratches or something, you'll notice that as a guest. But guess what? When you're just a hotel manager, or you're not just when you're the hotel manager or working at the hotel, guess what? You see this every single day, and you don't see it from the perspective of the guest. And I love that you guys are doing that. What else do you guys do?
Oh, geez. Well, we started mapping. The reality is we started mapping the experience. When people first show up, what do they see? And I learned a lot from the book Customers for Life by Carl Sewell. And what he wrote about, he has a car dealership. And he said, how can we think about when people are even pulling up to our car dealership? So he actually hired street cleaners to clean a half mile leading up to his car dealership. Even though it was the city's responsibility, but he wanted to wow as they're coming in. So we said, all right, what would that experience look from the first time people interact with us? So for instance, when someone buys a ticket from us, we thought, what is the normal experience? You buy a ticket to a concert, you get a payment confirmation, right? Mm-hmm. Well, that doesn't start the motivation to a great experience. That doesn't set the experience mode. So we said,
spent a lot of money. I just spent some money.
Yeah, I paid a lot of money. Thanks, great. How do you make it fun? And how do you make it memorable? And how do you make it remarkable? So we said, all right, let's do a video. So we did a video. It starts with me. It says, congrats, you just made the best decision of your day. Right now, as your ticket order came in, a high priority siren went off in our stadium, and our bananiacs rushed to the ticket laboratory to get your tickets ready. And then all of a sudden, a banana nana slowly walked in and hand selected your tickets and placed them on a silk pillow. We raised the silk pillow up to the air and sang Na Sabenya to celebrate the birth of a new fan. And now we walked your tickets down to our vault, where they're now in maximum security, ready for you to go bananas.
Guys, hit the like button. That's a performance just in itself right here on LinkedIn Live. I love that. Like, you have to. So if we think about the hotel experience and the booking experience, how can we translate some of that into our business, in the hotel business? Can we shoot a video saying an email?
Yeah. How do you set the tone? Someone is booking with you. If they're booking with you, whether it's business, whether it's personal, they're going out to have an adventure. They're going out to have an experience. You are a huge part of that experience. Do you set the tone? Is it just a normal hotel experience? Or is it something, hey, this is going to be special? How do you get someone and your guest to look forward to being with you? And so we set the tone there. And then we keep going. And the next step, Rupesh, is we send everyone a thank you call. This is crazy. We sell 100,000 plus tickets a year. But we do a thank you call now, and we have it set up, and we just call and say, hey, John, just want to thank you so much for going bananas with us. I can't wait to have you. You're all set. They're like, did my credit card not work? We're like, no.
Hold on. You guys call every guest, every fan that books a ticket?
Yes. So every fan that buys a ticket online. So to give you an example, so we do sell lots of group tickets. So we have lots of groups that we work with. But anyone that buys a ticket online, the order comes through. And then all of a sudden we get spreadsheets and we set it up through our whole staff. And I make them too. We make call from the owner, just thanking you. We can't wait to have you go bananas with us.
And if they don't pick up, what do you do?
Voicemail. And this is how we turn it. Again, we're all about ideas. I think so often, especially corporate companies, they get used to this is the way it has to be and they don't experiment. We're nimble because we're so small that we can experiment. So we had an intern start with us about a month ago. And I go, do you have any ideas for us? And he goes, yeah, I bought tickets before and I love the thank you call, but could we make it more fun? And I go, what do you have in mind, Austin? And he goes, well, what if we made it like a rap? And I go, I love it. You'll do it today. And he goes, what? No. Me? I go, yeah. He goes, but I'm kind of awkward. I go, perfect. You'll be Austin, the awkward bananas rapper. And so all of a sudden, by the end of the day, he's writing a rap. And so when he leaves a voicemail, It says, hey, this is Austin, the Awkward Bananas rapper. I'm here to fill your day with fun, joy, and laughter. Thank you so much for your perch. I hope you love your merch. And he gives this whole ridiculous rap. And he took it to another level. So yes, it's now mostly voicemails, but if you buy merchandise from us or buy a ticket from us and we don't get you, you'll probably get a rap from Austin, the Awkward Bananas rapper.
Oh, that is awesome. I love that you have your entire team involved. It's not just you, Jesse, that's kind of not the, I don't want to say the ringleader, but like, I feel like it's kind of like a circus, right? You're working it, but I like that you have everybody involved because they feel good about it, right? In the hotel business, we're the general manager, we're the owner, but how do you get the rest of the team involved? And so what are some other ideas of different people being involved in the entertainment or the process?
Yeah. Well, buy-in is the question we get more than anything. How do you come up with ideas and how do you get buy-in? And you set that tone from the culture right away when you're hiring. Hey, we're about having fun. We're about experimenting. Here's some examples and share stories of what we do. So yeah, we have idea paloozas every month. So we've got one on Thursday and we're answering the question. We're asking a question. Hey, what would it look like to get people that want to stay till the end of the game? What are ideas that we could do to get people to want to stay? Because in baseball, people leave early. How many times in a great movie, Rupesh, do you leave in the middle of a great movie? You don't do it, but people leave in the middle of a baseball game because it's still too long. So that's a problem we're trying to solve. So we have these idea paloozas. And every month, our team comes up with 3 ideas. Each person puts them in the idea box, and we meet on it and discuss. And so we built this culture of ideas. So like part of that mapping that we were talking about, our ticket experience coordinator, he said, hey, we get the thank you call, we send a video, and then we have the real mapping when they get to the stadium. But nothing happens between the thank you call and coming to the stadium. I go, what are you talking about? Trying to get in their homes? What are you going to do? And he said, well, what if we send a fun playlist? Like of all our favorite, the banana songs, the player songs. So they have a music playlist that they can listen to on the way to the game to get ready for the game. That came up in an idea palooza. I said, perfect, do it. And the next day he puts together a playlist and starts sending it. So if you create an idea culture, you have to empower your people to actually implement their ideas and be okay with it. And I was like, we have nothing to lose. So we started continuing mapping, and now everyone does something that gets implemented into the experience.
I love that. I love that you're getting everybody involved. And what happens if it's a bad idea? What do you do?
What's a bad idea?
I don't know. I'm just asking. It's like an idea that doesn't work.
What doesn't work? So I think like bad ideas. Yes, we had a promotion last year called the Living Pinata, where we actually put a person in a mascot costume and had kids with little bats hit them like all right. People would say that probably didn't work that well, but it creates a great story. When you think about failure, we look at failure as discovery. What are you discovering today? What are you experimenting and trying? So what doesn't work? You just do a ton of small bets. Everything. I mean, what doesn't work? For us, yeah, we failed the first 6 months and sold 2 tickets and we're on an airbed because we were doing things like everyone else and we weren't experimenting. That didn't work. So we've been so brainwashed that we have to continually try new things. So what's the worst thing that can happen? I think that's the key. Ask yourself, if you start creating something fun when fans walk in, what's the worst thing that can happen? Everyone says, what if it doesn't work? Well, what if it does work? What if someone laughs?
Yes. And I love that we're kind of on the same mindset. We're on the same wavelength because check this out, Jesse. Last year, maybe it was a year ago, year and a half ago, I said, when you go to a restaurant and you finish your meal, what happens?
you get the bill.
You get the bill. Most hotels, if you're a mid-scale hotel like a Hampton Inn, breakfast is free, so there's no bill, right?
Yes.
But I got an email from American Express, and most of those bills that you get, that booklet thing that the bill's in, the receipts in, it's usually American Express, right? They do a great job at branding. They do a great job at getting their logo in front of your eye. But I said, how can we take this? We don't give a bill during breakfast. It's free. How can we take this little folder, this little envelope, and turn it into something? And I said, you know what? I just kept thinking, I'm like, well, we go to a restaurant. At the end of the restaurant, you get a bill. I said, let's give everybody that ate free breakfast a bill.
A free bill.
And so we did it. And we made a thing, it was like a little diner receipt that made in Photoshop. And it said our logo, and it said breakfast. And then in the notes, in the price, it said breakfast is on me. Enjoy your day. And then, so people think it'd be like a bill that they opened up, because what happens is our breakfast hosts, we show them, as soon as they finish eating or they're close to eating, put a bill down and just say thank you. And it's closed. The book is closed, right? So they can only see the top of the bill where it says like receipt or something, or invoice. I forgot what it says. But people would be like, oh my God. And our staff was like, no, we can't do that because they're going to get pissed. They're going to be like mad that we gave them a bill for their food that's free. I said, no, let's try it out.
Yeah.
And so we've done this for a year now. We do it once in a while when when they are able to engage and do it. But it's awesome that they open it up and they get a laugh like, oh my God, this is awesome, right? And it says, if you enjoyed your stay, here's my name, here's my personal business card. By the way, all my employees have their own business card, even housekeepers.
Love it.
Right? So simple ideas. I love that we're on the same wavelength.
Well, again, it's the unexpected. What the big thing, there's wow moments, there's above and beyond moments, but what we're trying to create is you wouldn't believe moments. And you leave something and say, you wouldn't believe what happened when I stayed at this hotel. And what do those look like? And that is like, you wouldn't believe I was having a free breakfast and all of a sudden I get a bill, but it wasn't a bill. And you could even take that next level. Like one restaurant, they gave me a whole thank you card. So with the bill was a thank you card signed by the staff. And it was really, really cool. Like there's cool ways, like they gave me a thank you card. Like you could keep building on that. And I think once you build a culture that starts looking at every touch point, you just keep going. I mean, we are all out on our first impressions at the stadium to our last impressions, the things that we do. And our staff is coming up with it because they're like, what would be fun for people when they leave the ballpark? What could surprise them? And now you just map this completely. It's been so much fun.
Yeah. Absolutely. Do you guys do anything to their cars when they're parked in your lot?
Yeah. So the answer is yes. So when people leave, we map it. We said, all right, the last impression leaves a lasting impression. Shep Hyken has shared that a lot with us, and I've heard that. And so what is that last impression? And so we have our pep band playing, 20-piece pep band. We have a free s'more station. We have all the players out to greet the fans. It's basically a party in the plaza when fans are leaving. And then, yes, every night, one or two cars, we surprise them and have a mobile car wash come in and wash their car without them knowing. Say, hey, thanks for coming to the game. Hope you enjoyed it. We just washed your car.
Oh, that's awesome. And what did that cost? Nothing, right? Right, so here's what I see hotel people saying. Let me see. There's a bunch of people on. Al Parth, thank you so much for joining us. There's a bunch of people from all over the place. Michael's from Kilimanjaro. So guys, thank you so much. Welcome to the show. This has been amazing. I love that you are continuously surprising people. Now, what hotel people are saying is, well, all this costs money, and we don't have that money right now. And you didn't either, Jesse. You didn't start off with $1 million or billions of dollars, right? To like really wow them. How did you like ramp up on this, and how did you continue adding on? And those costs kept going up too. So how did that all work out? Yeah,
this is the biggest roadblock for every company that we work with. And let's give an example. So when we first started and we were failing, we spent a lot of money on marketing. I mean, we were doing everything. We were doing social marketing. We were doing newspapers. We were doing email. We were doing every type of marketing there was, and it failed. Fast forward 4 years later, our marketing budget, we keep it in the budget and it's zero. We keep it on our spreadsheet just to show that we are spending $0 on marketing. So what I would challenge anybody is saying, hey, if you spend $5,000 a month, $10,000, $100,000, whatever that number is, cut that by 20% and just spend 10% on that, on experience. So what are those things that you do inside your hotel to give an experience? And the reality is a lot of this costs very little. Do you know how much that video cost me? We did it in-house. The video that we send out and say, congrats, you made the best decision, that costs $0. You know how much the thank you calls cost us? $0, just using time. You know how much sending the playlist costs? $0. And then when they show up at the stadium, yes, we have our players that are greeting fans. We have parking penguins, people dressed up in penguin costumes, parking your car, which doesn't make any sense, but we thought it would be funny. And so they're parking your car and they hand Freezy Pops to little kids when they walk into the ballpark. How much do those Freezy Pops cost? I think we spent $300 max on them last year. And our parking penguins were already our staff. We just made it fun, so they're parking. $0 extra cost. So again, cost is a roadblock. But if you need to really look at it, all right, yes, what are those little things to put in experience? That here's a great example. That car washes was $0 because we just made a trade. They really wanted to come out to the ballpark with their family. Said, all right, here, we'll take care of a couple tickets for you. Look at trade. I mean, there's ways to barter. You guys have something really cool. I know if you give away a hotel room, there's an actual cost to that. But if you deliver a great experience, there's some things that are worth it. And that's what we've been able to do a lot of. Yeah, and I love that you're saying cut that marketing budget and put some of that into an experience, because that's what people remember. It's not the nice room that you had. Yeah, the room was nice, but it was that experience, that engagement that you really remember. It's those conversations in the hotel business that you really remember. Like one simple thing that somebody shared with me, and I love sharing this too to other people, is, if a guest left a Diet Coke in the room and it's empty,
guess what? Replace it with another one and just write a little note saying thank you. How much did that cost you, right?
Yes.
Simple interactions.
Yeah, I think it's very easy. And I think in the hotel industry, especially, it's very, I understand, I know some pretty close friends in the hotel industry. Everything looks at as a cost. We change the language to investment. You know, you talked earlier about the employees being a cost. That's an investment. You know, if we just start looking at, we're investing in the experience for our guests and for our people. It's a different way of looking at money. And you're right. I really believe, take a little bit and invest it in the experience. Take a little off your marketing. I mean, we paid a professional high fiver $50 a game last year. So it's $1,500 for all 30 games. It's a 6-year-old. All right. It's a 6-year-old. We have to pay his mother. We're probably breaking child labor laws. But the reality is, like, that investment, his job was to high five everyone in the stadium. He had a jersey that said hi as his name and 5, and he's going around high fiving fans. That looks like that's a really silly cost. But everyone wanted pictures with the high fiver. Everyone talked about the high fiver. We have a professional high fiver. That's something unique about our experience that people are talking about. Well worth the investment.
Right. I love this. I mean, we could probably talk about this, the little things that you've done in your business for like hours and hours, because I'm sure you have dozens and dozens of stories on how the local community has helped you, because it's not just yourself that's promoting, but it's everybody else around you that's supporting and rallying the team and sharing with other people. How do you have that happen? How do you make that happen where they're just like so proud of what they've done? Do you say like take pictures or give us a review, or how does that happen?
Are you referring to our fans that come in the ballpark?
Fans, how do they tell other fans? Like, why are you giving them tools? Is there something that says, oh, share this experience with on Facebook or on Instagram? Do you have any social strategies?
The easy answer is no. You know, the answer that we look in a big picture is just create moments that people want to take pictures of, create moments that people want to take videos of. You know, if you ever say like, hey, this is a selfie spot, it's probably not a selfie spot. Tell people what they're supposed to do. Our strategy is, again, we map every single piece during our game. Our players pass out roses to little girls in the middle of the game. They come out of the dugout and they get down to a knee and deliver a rose to a little 3-year-old to make her day. Our players actually go on dates with older fans in the middle of the game. We have a sexy saxophone player that serenades women in the crowd. We create those, and what happens is people start taking pictures and videos, but we're not telling people to actually do it. And a lot of it, the pictures, the videos, it gets shared, the reviews happen, but that's not why we do it. We're doing it because we're putting ourselves in their shoes, and how do we want to be treated? You know, you want to make people feel famous. You want to make people feel like they matter. You want to make people feel special. If we do that, it just gets shared, and it's very tough. A lot of people want the hard, tangible, this is the return on investment. Well, what about return on purpose? What's the return on purpose of your people that are working every day? Are they looking for other jobs? I know turnover in the hotel industry is very, very challenging, but if they have joy every day in the interactions and you're creating those special moments for them and for the people, the return is tenfold.
I like that. I like that because, you know, they're not looking for another job. They're happy where they are.
Yeah. I mean, we have all millennials. The average millennial leaves a job every 13 months. That's what we found out. Now, people are leaving a job every 2.2 years. We've been so fortunate. We have a nucleus that have stayed with us since we started. And I feel it's because every day they're coming in and feeling they're like they're making a difference. How do you make it feel like they're not just cleaning? They're not just doing the breakfast. They're not just handling the receptionist, but they're doing something bigger than that. And you have to have stories that build that. As a leader, how are you actually embodying that? I dress up like this and put on a show every day, and I'm on stage because I want to give permission to our people to feel like they can do that. If we're a leader and say, hey, we need more sales, we need more hotel rooms booked, we need all this, then how is that going to give people purpose? Create stories. What are the stories that back up who you are? Rupesh, you've been sharing some great stories of those great things that you do for your guests. What stories do you have? And I could share tons of them, but that's what we're trying to build, because that builds great purpose.
I love that. And I also wrote down, you know, we talked about this earlier. Marketing did not work. You did a bunch of different strategies. You probably spent a lot of money on just trying different things as far as marketing, and they did not work. And you're saying, and I've read that attention beats marketing. And this is what you're doing. You're in the business of attention. Like, you're in a yellow costume. You're in a yellow tuxedo. I love that. Yeah,
everyone. Well, I mean, tell me this. Who wakes up, and for the people listening and watching, how many people you have woke up today and said, you know what? I hope I'm marketed to today. I hope someone promotes something to me today. I hope someone sells me on something today. We believe no one wakes up like that. But everyone wants to be served. Everyone wants to have a unique experience. Everyone wants to be entertained. And I also believe, and this is just my personal opinion, no one wakes up and says, you know what? Or they come home at the end of the night, I met the most professional person today. You know what? I was with the most professional company today. I think we all want an idea of uniqueness, fun, and something different. And so we are crafting that. And how do we create attention to do that? What are those things that we're doing? And every company has a marketing plan, but do you have an attention plan?
Yeah,
What do you do to create attention?
Yeah,
what are you doing in your hotel to create attention for your guests? What are you doing in your hotel or after a guest stays with you? How do you create attention to create or pay attention to them or give attention to them? Not just how do you market with them so they stay with you again?
Yeah, absolutely. And talking about marketing and talking about the engagement, the whole connection about videos and really calling them, I was thinking, what if we sent a video from the GM or somebody at the front desk saying, Mr. Smith, thank you so much for staying with us. We really appreciate your business. And that was it. Just a simple message that came to them as a video, and it was personalized to them. Would that make a big difference compared to just nothing?
Tell me this. Have you ever received that from a hotel?
I have not, but I've received it from Shep Hyken. I was on his show a couple weeks, or actually it went live yesterday, but I was on a show, and every single time that he has a guest on his show, he sends a personal video to them saying, hey, Rupesh, thank you so much. It was awesome talking, and I love the conversation that we had, and I love that one-on-one. It's made me feel like I'm best friends with him.
Yeah. How hard is it to do this? I mean, how hard is it just to do a quick little video? Hey, loved having you. Thank you so much. And just send to them. And it takes time, but it takes intentionality. It takes dedicating time to do it. It takes fearing like people might think this is weird. No, it's personal. It's nice. So yeah, 100%. That's paying attention.
All right. How do you get your confidence? How do we all as hotel owners get your confidence to be out there and not be embarrassed? Because I've seen pictures of you, I've seen videos of you not just giving a damn, right? Just out there promoting because you're so passionate about it. How do you get that out of people when they're kind of in their office just trying to make numbers happen?
Yeah, well, I'll share. I was scared for many years. I was scared. I wrote 159 blogs before I posted my first one. I worked on that book for a while before I actually send it out to the world. We all have fear. But what I've learned is when you do more things, you realize that you don't really have much to be scared about. And again, what are you afraid about? What people will think? If they know your heart, they know your intention, and they know what you're trying to do, just start. I mean, we just test things constantly. I mean, what's on your experiment list? What are you experimenting with this year to create a better experience for your customers or your people? And I think all of us are so in love with our product. I always say, love your customers more than your product, and love your employees even more than your customers. And just spread the love and try things, just test things. So, again, we're constantly testing. Everything is testing. But we think about what are those normal, boring things and how do you make them remarkable? And so there's so many normal things that go through a hotel experience. How can you make them a little bit more remarkable?
Yeah. I was staying at a Hampton Inn 4 years ago in South Florida, and this really connects the banana experience. I went to have breakfast in the morning, and guess what? On the bananas, there were quotes, like awesome quotes, like amazing, have an amazing day, or some quotes by different authors. And I took a picture of it. I wrote an article about this, like how to surprise your guest at breakfast. It's like one simple idea of even getting fake bananas and including them in the bunch of bananas. But I saw, not only did I take pictures, but everybody else around me that was having breakfast was taking pictures of these bananas.
I love it. I love it. You know what book? Have you read the book Johnny the Bagger?
No, but I'm writing it down right now.
It's a short little book, and we share with our whole staff. It can be read in 20 minutes.
The bagger, like a bag?
Johnny the Bagger, like a grocery bagger, Okay. And here's just exactly what you're saying with the bananas. It was a story about a young man with Down syndrome, and he was bagging groceries, and he came up to his dad. He goes, Dad, well, what if I put something in the bags? And so him and his dad talked about it, and he said, what if I have a little note that goes in each bag that where people get their groceries? So his dad helped him, and he printed out all these notes, like little happy messages, little inspirational happy messages. And all of a sudden, he started putting in bags. And the manager started noticing people going to their cars and then going in their bag and looking at it and just smiling and laughing. So fast forward a few days later, all of a sudden, Johnny the Bagger's line is huge at the grocery store. So the manager starts opening up other aisles. People won't leave. They're waiting in line to get the message from Johnny. So what happened is it wasn't just Johnny, it transformed the entire grocery store. So now the florist department started giving out little flowers, little roses, little petals to the kids that were coming in. The meat department, the deli department started giving stickers to people when they showed up. And they each had their own unique touches. So when you think about a hotel, what could the receptionist have, that little touch that they give? All right, what could the people in the breakfast area, what could the housekeeper have? If they have all one little touch, all of a sudden you created a complete remarkable business. And these are things that we think about, why we have stickers, why the players do the roses. It came completely inspired from that. And you say, guys, hey, what could be your unique touch? Housekeeping, let's get together. Why don't we have an idea palooza? What could be your unique thing that you leave in every room after their last day? And then start trying things.
Yeah, yeah. And I love that, especially in business, you say there are no rules. Is that true? There are no rules. I read that before, or you've said that before. There's not a lot of rules, right? You make up stuff as you go, because I feel like even the big dogs, these big billion-dollar businesses, they don't have a game plan for the most part. They're just going on this ride, on this journey, and kind of making up things, right? It's just part of business.
Yeah. Well, what game can you play and what game can you win? And often we just so look at what everyone else is doing in our industry. That's why I'm so honored to be with you today. You guys appreciate you listen to a crazy guy in a yellow tuxedo in the baseball industry, but you learn from outside the industry and bring that in. And so, for instance, we don't follow anyone in the sports industry, but we follow people. Like, we went to Disney last week. Obviously, we've gone on cruise ships together. We've taken our whole team to go on cruises. We've taken our whole team to go to Disney. That's where we learn. And so if we were following what everyone is doing in the industry, 2 weeks ago, we wouldn't have announced that we created an ad-free ballpark. So literally every sports team in the country has ads everywhere. They have ads. It's brutal. We eliminated, threw away hundreds of thousands of dollars to create an ad-free experience because we don't believe anybody comes to our ballpark and wants to be advertised to. And so we went all in on this. And what's happened, we've heard so much from fans all over, people saying, hey, I'm buying merchandise from you guys just because I support who you are. And so you didn't get that from the industry. So from the hospitality industry, the hotel industry, where else can you learn from? Is it the Ritz-Carlton? Well, obviously hotels. Is it other? I'm so people always talk about that in the baseball industry. No one learns from this, but where else can you guys learn from? And I think bring that into your industry, and that's how you can really stand out.
Absolutely. You want to hear, Jesse? Have you heard of this restaurant called Arby's? You know Arby's.
Arby's, yeah.
Yeah. Listen, I got this idea like 5 years ago from an Arby's. Simple idea. When you go to an Arby's, you enjoy your meal. What happens when you leave? You ring the bell. You ever ring the bell?
Yes. Some of the Arby's, yes.
Yeah. So few other restaurants do it too, but Arby's does it at almost every restaurant. So I said, you know what? Everybody's ringing that bell. I sat there for 30 minutes enjoying my meal. I said, you know what? Everybody's ringing the bell. I have to do this for my hotel. So I bought a bell on Amazon. I said, if you enjoyed your stay, ring the bell in breakfast. Guess what happens? Every day the bell gets rung, and that's called social proof because everybody else like, oh, they enjoyed their stay. We're going to enjoy the stay. We're going to ring the bell. And anytime the bell gets rung in the lobby, any staff members are in the lobby, we all clap.
Oh, I love it. I love everyone behind it.
Yeah, you have to, right? And this is like simple things. It's all these touch points that I love that you're doing in your business because it's turned into this big thing. And I love that you've been on all these different shows. How can people find you?
If you search Yellow Tux anywhere, you'll find me. It's again standing out. If you search Yellow Tux on Google, you'll find me. But yeah, I share a lot. Obviously, LinkedIn has been a platform for me, that I've shared a lot. Just obviously from you the last 5 years, seeing what you've been doing, posting every day, and that's a big area to follow me. But Savannah Bananas, find your Yellow Tux, you'll find me, and I'd love to help in any way.
Yeah, absolutely. I appreciate it. So I'm doing like 5 different things. I'm writing notes because I wrote down Johnny the Bagger. I'm going to definitely get that book, but we're going to give away your book right now because I haven't read it yet. I want to read it, and it's Find Your Yellow Tux. And what does that mean?
It's find what makes you different. Find what makes you stand out. I believe everyone has one thing out there that makes them stand out. It's the best version of themselves, how to do it and how to amplify it. And that's what we've been able to do with our team. So I talk about personal, I talk about business, and how to do it with your legacy as well.
Yeah, and all these things that you're doing is not billions of dollars. It's not millions of dollars, right? It's these simple touch points. Guys, if you've loved this episode, please comment right now. And I'm picking a winner right now. And any last words?
I love being with you. I love being with you. But on the back of our Fans First playbook that we share with everyone on our staff, it says, be patient in what you want for yourself, but be impatient in how much you give to others. And that's what we live by. How can we give more entertainment, more fun, more great experiences to everyone we work with? And that's including our people especially. So hopefully everyone, you guys can go out here and keep making great experiences for everyone you touch.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, I've loved this conversation. I love everything you've done and you share on social media. Guys, follow him. He has a YouTube channel. Find him at Yellow Tux. Findyouryellowtux.com. And also, I'm picking over right now. It's going to be... It's Shamika Canty. Congratulations. You've just won Jesse Cole's book, Find Your Yellow Tux. And then we're going to give away a $50 Amazon gift card. So definitely message me after the show. And please find Jesse here on LinkedIn. Connect with him because all these ideas he shares almost every single day on this platform. And he's been a great resource of just getting ideas. Listen, he's not in our industry, but he can bring so many. Like, just think about all the stuff you've learned in the last 50 minutes. You can take at least 3 ideas. I tell my kids when I drop my kids off every day to school, I said, listen, don't learn a lot of things. Learn one thing, and that's all you need for today, right? If you start learning a lot of things, guess what happens? You don't do anything. All right. Well, Jesse, thank you so much for joining us. Shamika, congratulations. And guys, I appreciate this. Jesse, we'll talk to you soon.
Thanks a lot, guys. Appreciate you.
I think we broke. Bye. Hang on, let me try to get off. All right. Guys, what did you think about this conversation? Jesse is awesome. Please connect with him here on LinkedIn. I love everything he's doing. Buy his book. And Shamika, you're going to get a copy of his book and that $50 Amazon gift card. Direct message me. Final thoughts. All right. Next week, I am at the Hunter Hotel Investment Conference in Atlanta, and I'm hosting a live meetup. Guys, please join me on March 18th, which is a Wednesday from 7 to 9 at the Hilton Atlanta downtown. And we're going to do free cocktails. We're going to meet up. We're going to networking. We're going to have hors d'oeuvres. And you're going to be meeting other hotel professionals that are like you and I, right? We're here to connect. If you're a hotel owner, investor, a manager, please hit, let me make sure I got this right. It's tinyurl.com/hotel meetup. Or just look at my LinkedIn profile and you'll see the link there. RSVP today because we have limited spots available now. It's filling up, and it's next Wednesday, March 18th at the Hilton Atlanta in Georgia. So I'm excited about that. I can't wait to see everybody. There's people that have texted me yesterday. They're flying in just for this 2-hour event, which I'm so appreciative of. Guys, it's been an honor to kind of build this whole hospitality network in this group. You guys are passionate. I'm passionate about this. And let's see if there's anything else, guys. This episode is sponsored, and I appreciate it. Sponsored by Hotel Effectiveness. Please use their PerfectLabor platform to optimize your hotel. If you're just using the numbers on a spreadsheet, you're losing money right now because you could be optimizing and reducing your payroll cost. And 4,500 hotels use this system, including my hotels. And on the average, they save between 5 and 15%. So add up how much you have on payroll, which is your biggest expense of the year, and think about how much you could be saving even at the minimum at 5%. It's a huge savings, and this system is actually very affordable. And when you see the price, you're gonna be like, oh my God. So hit up the link, hoteleffectiveness.com/Rupesh. Guys, thank you so much. I will see you next Wednesday. And guys, next Wednesday, I am live. We're doing a LinkedIn Live from the Hunter Hotel Investment Conference. And guess what the topic is? How to own a hotel, right? If you're interested, I have a bunch of GMs, I have a bunch of investors that are like, how do I actually buy a hotel? And we're going to share some tips and strategies with Lee Hunter and David Pren with Hunter Hotel. So please join us live next week at 9 o'clock. And we're just going to be really sharing some great tips. If you're a hotel manager striving to be the owner of a hotel one day, or even a small boutique hotel, which a lot of people are interested in, please join us at the conversation next week. I'll see you next week. Talk to you soon, guys. Bye. Oh, one more thing. Please hit the like button and share this with a friend. Bye.